All right, I want to get back just really quickly into this Trey Lance, Sam Darnold conversation. Brock Purdy now being announced as a starter.
Fascinating.
It is really fascinating. And it kind of brings me to a quote that I've always said about the quarterback position. This has been my go-to quote about quarterback because I think, once again, this situation proves it true. Picking a quarterback is like picking a significant other. The woman you marry or man you marry is not always the hottest person you ever dated. They're the one that's most compatible with you and your offense. That is the San Francisco 49ers and Trey Lance. They thought Trey Lance would be their franchise quarterback. They had him projected as being the perfect quarterback for the Shanahan system once they could develop all that raw material, all right, into a franchise QB. And it has gone disastrously wrong for them. Disastrously wrong for the 49ers. And they now announced that the 49ers are naming Sam Darnold as number two quarterback. Trey Lance is going to end up being the third team quarterback. And yes, Brock Purdy is your starter. And you pointed this out, E, about the cost of that pick. The Dolphins and the 49ers made that trade. San Francisco got that number 3 pick to pick Trey Lance, while the Miami Dolphins got the number 12 pick and a 3 and a future ones as well. So it was a haul. I mean, it was in terms of draft capital, the 49ers, the haul itself, the value, and at least the price they paid, made you think they were sure and certain that Trey Lance was going to be the guy.
And let's also say they had an injury-prone Jimmy Garoppolo, so they were a little bit desperate at quarterback, and they weren't sure if they could trust him. And I do know that going into that draft season, Kyle Shanahan, even at the Combine, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch said one of our main offseason goals is to upgrade our quarterback room.
Yep.
Like, not just Garoppolo. We need to go for it with our quarterback, and that's what they did.
And they went all in for the quarterback. But like I said, it didn't work out for him. And you could argue he was probably as raw of a quarterback prospect as the NFL has seen in a long time, taken that high.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever. Here's the numbers right
here.
The
only one I could put would be North Carolina's Mitch Trubisky.
And I think he's rawer than Mitch Trubisky was.
Yeah, because Mitch only started 13 games at North Carolina, but he was playing ACC North Carolina football.
Exactly.
And started 13 games. But even that was lean.
And I guarantee he had more pass attempts in his in that 1 year probably than Trey Lance had in his career. Here's pass attempts per level. 99 high school pass attempts, 318 college pass attempts, 72 NFL preseason pass attempts, and 102 NFL regular season pass attempts. That's it, guys. He is less than 600. Matter of fact, how about this stat? Geno Smith had more pass attempts last season than Trey Lance has had in his entire life as a quarterback. Life.
Yeah, we talk about reps.
Yeah, right, exactly. See? So the truth is, we don't even know what he is or what he isn't. The 49ers have already decided what he isn't. He is not their starting quarterback, their franchise QB.
And obviously we talk about the injury to DeMarvion Overshown, and now that limits his reps. Well, Trey Lance got hurt. He was about to get reps last year and get to play, and he got hurt right in the first game. So there's a whole nother year of reps that he didn't get. And so is his career over? I mean, I think they're likely to trade him with Sam Darnold now being named the backup quarterback. And let him try to start anew somewhere. But you're right. I mean, if he stays there in San Francisco as a third-string quarterback, he won't get any reps doing that.
That's a great point. Because during the season, all those reps are devoted to the first-team guy, and then the second-team guy, just in case. They're not developing Trey Lance.
You're not developing a third-string quarterback during their season.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
And we actually have some audio, Ty. Here's the audio. I believe it's Kyle Shanahan. He was on a radio station. I'll give them credit after the audio. And he was asked about the new hierarchy at quarterback for the 49ers. Here's Kyle Shanahan.
Do you have any expectations one way or the other whether he'll be here when you guys be a member of the 49ers when you guys play the Steelers?
I'm really hoping so. I mean, this isn't a thing that we're giving up on Trey. This is more of how Brock played in his 7 games, and that was decided before this season started. And then how good Sam's looked. They both looked good. But we do have to make a decision here, and you only get so many reps at it, and we feel starting about 10 days ago, Sam really separated himself, and we got to keep it real in that way. But I feel very, very fortunate to have both of them here. I really hope when it's said and done that all 3 of these guys are here, and you never know when that's going to come up. We needed 4 guys last year. Doesn't happen much, but if we can have Trey as an option here, I would feel extremely happy about that. And I think the other quarterbacks in our room would, and I think our team would. Trey's a very well-liked guy, one of the better people I've been around, and I do think he's going to have a lot of success in this league. It's been a tough road for him because the times he has gotten an opportunity, he ended up getting hurt and missed that window. And now he's sitting in this position, and we'll always try to do right for Trey. If there's a better situation that his heart's in and something like that, we're going to make sure not to do something that hurts him in that way. So that's stuff that I talked to him about this morning. That's stuff I'll talk to him about tonight and continue to talk to him about. But Trey knows how I feel about him, and I hope he ends up being able to be here, and that's the best thing for him. But we got to see what is the best thing from now until then.
There you go. And this is one thing I think that helped out the 49ers. This was a disaster. There's no way around it. You traded away multiple first-round picks for a quarterback that is now third string in it took him 3 years, and now he's third-string quarterback. It's a disaster, all right? And it shows you that they are a flawed front office, no doubt. But they still have an organizational habit of drafting quarterbacks. Remember what I said about the Cowboys, who drafted the fewest quarterbacks in the NFL since '99? And they've basically been the luckiest quarterback team in the NFL in regards to the quarterback, because they've kind of lucked out with Tony Romo and lucked out with Dak Prescott. They did not anticipate those guys being their franchise QBs. The 49ers, because they have a really good organizational habit of drafting quarterback, they've drafted 13 of them since 1999. They just draft quarterback. Which
the Cowboys never do.
So you never know when you're going to find your next Brock Purdy.
Well, look, go out.
Your other one. Yeah.
Go out to Vegas where they have Jimmy Garoppolo, but they drafted Aiden O'Connell out of Purdue in the 4th round, and he's having a heck of a preseason. And the Raiders think they may have their quarterback.
They may have found something.
They may have found. You just don't know.
Never know, man.
That's the inexact science of it. As you just said it right. I mean, everyone knows it. But here's where I'll give Shano credit right there, keeping it real. Look, egos are a part of this, and if you get rid of Trey Lance, you're admitting you guys made a massive mistake, a colossal mistake organizationally.
Yep.
But you also had a stroke of genius by drafting Brock Purdy with the last pick of the draft last year.
Yep.
And now he's got to stay on his trajectory. He's only played a third of one season, but they say he's as good as he's as advertised. We believe in our quarterback, and Sam Darnold's going to be a capable backup. And that system develops QBs. They've got weapons all around him. Because the other thing I said this earlier, you have to add to the organizational decision. The 10 players who were drafted after Trey Lance was drafted, Ron,
I know it,
are all Pro Bowl players already.
It's amazing.
Like they could have drafted any of these guys, and they would be a star on their team.
That list is heartbreak. Go through the list; it'll just break your heart.
Well, I'll start with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Because Justin
so you could
Fields,
add the quarterback too.
You could, if you still wanted to stay quarterback. Now, if Justin Fields develops, becomes what the Bears think he can be, that could have been your guy over Trey Lance. That's the quarterback comparison.
But the defensive guys.
Yeah, well, look, the next 10 picks after Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts.
Imagine a freaky Pitts in a Shanahan positionless football system.
Jamar Chase.
Okay. Right? Him and Debo.
Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Remember, this was the draft coming off COVID where a lot of these guys sat out their COVID year.
Jalen Waddle, a speed demon with that D.
Penei Sewell's already a Pro Bowl tackle for the Lions. J.C. Horn from South Carolina.
Oh, shutdown corner. He's a great one.
And then Patrick Surtain.
Another good quarter.
Philadelphia took Devontae Smith.
Oh, yeah. He's doing pretty good.
Justin Fields to the Bears. And then the Cowboys grabbed a guy named Micah Parsons. So, not only did
any of those guys,
any of them would have been
probably would have pushed you over the top to be a Super Bowl winner.
And certainly if it was Micah Parsons.
I mean, you had a you had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl, man, at one point. So this is a team that was ready to go.
Couple stars away.
So real quick to end the conversation, Shanahan has coached 6 seasons, right, as a head coach, covering 107 regular season and playoff games. How about these numbers, guys? 6 starting quarterbacks in 6 seasons. A first-round quarterback started 4 of the 107 games. I repeat, a first-round quarterback started 4 of his 107 games. Where each of the 6 starting quarterbacks was drafted, how about this? 3rd, 62nd, 104th, 262nd, undrafted. In the one season out of 6 that the same quarterback started from start to finish, 2019, San Francisco was 7 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl, and they were up double digits on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
The 49ers have never been in the bottom half of the league's total offensive rankings in Shanahan's 6 years. Last year, when 3 different quarterbacks started, the Niners were 5th in total yards, 6th in total points. Brock Purdy was 8-0 last year, as we know, and the quarterback depth chart this summer has the 262nd pick as the starter, and the number 1 overall pick, Sam Darnold, as the backup, and the number 3 overall pick as a backup.
Yeah, well, that is good stuff.
I'm sorry, I take it back. Sam Darnold was number 3 overall. I take it back. He was 3 overall.
Let's also finish
So
that
2 3
conversation
overalls.
by saying in that same draft, Trevor Lawrence was the first pick, and he's going to be a star. He's already gone to the Pro Bowl. Zach
That's
Wilson was the second pick, so the Jets screwed that up too.
Yeah, good point.
They picked Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And I would also say this: you talk about the Cowboys being fortunate with their quarterbacks. They have been. Romo was an undrafted player. Dak was a 4th round kind of afterthought down on their quarterback list. Micah Parsons was lucky for the Cowboys because the Cowboys wanted either J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain the second in that draft. They said it admittedly.
You're right.
They wanted corner. They didn't expect both to go off the board before they picked at 12. That they did. So they pivoted to Micah Parsons. Because remember, Micah coming in was not Micah then. Micah sat out. Micah played
COVID.
1 year.
Yeah.
He was kind of the Trey Lance. Micah Parsons played 1 year at Penn State and then sat out the COVID year, and you were getting a raw piece. What is he?
Yeah, because in high school he played like a lot of other positions.
Running back.
He played,
He was
an
just
athlete.
freak.
You're right.
Freak.
Yeah, good point.
And the Cowboys weren't sure about his maturity. That was kind of the knock on him. But the Cowboys took him, and boy, are they glad because Jerry Jones already has a Magic Johnson-like affinity with him.
That's his man crush. And on this Bill Walsh quote, since he's an all-time great 49er coach, and I think it's appropriate, very few people can coach the quarterback position, and even fewer can evaluate them. That includes my boy Shano and John Lynch, too. Just proves nobody knows what the hell they're doing when it comes to quarterback. Just keep drafting them.
Well, that's why
give yourself margin for error.